Hi, this is an introduction to TripleA, a strategy board game playing app that you can play with your friends and on your computer. Maybe you enjoy board games like Axis and Allies or Risk, or computer games like Hearts of Iron, Company of Heroes, or Civilization. If that sounds fun to you, then you will probably enjoy playing TripleA. So let's get started by downloading it. Go to your browser and type in AAA.sf.net. SF stands for SourceForge. That will take you here. AAA is free and open source. Find this stable download link and open it up. Depending on your operating system, you're going to pick one of these downloads. If you're Mac, pick the Mac DMG. If you're Windows, pick the Windows Installer EXE. If you're Linux, or you want a portable, no-install version you can carry around on a flash drive, pick the All Platform zip. I'm Windows, so I'm going to download the EXE. The file sizes are pretty large, and I actually downloaded them separately. So once you have it downloaded, just install it, or if you have the zip, make sure to unzip it. The requirements for AAA are very minimal. However, it does require Java. So if you don't already have Java, go to java.com and download it. Once that's done, let's start it up. This is the main menu. On the left, you have options to choose a game, load a saved game, or change options about the game. In the main area, you have Play Online, start a local game, as well as start an email or forum game. I will make videos showing online games and the asynchronous email and forum games later, but for today, we'll just start with a local game against the AI. I would also highly recommend that after this video is done, you click on Rulebook. Rulebook is going to open up a game playing guide that is a lot more detailed than this video. It includes a lot of details about the rules, as well as unit stats and a strategy handbook at the very end. Back to AAA. To begin, click on Choose Game. From the menu, scroll down and select World War II Revised. Revised is a very popular and easy to learn game. Click Start Local Game. We are going to be the Allies, so for Axis, let's select Easy AI. Switch both Germany and Japan to Easy AI, and then click Play to get started. The game starts up and you, Russia, go first. The main part of your screen is the board, and on the right side you have a mini-map as well as a panel with your current options and various stats. You begin your turn by purchasing technology and units, followed by making a combat move. After this, you will engage in battles and resolve combat. Then you will have a second opportunity to move units. Lastly, you will end your turn by placing the units you bought on the board and collecting money for the territories that you own. Let's click Done to skip purchasing technology, as Russia usually does not buy that. Now you will purchase units. Select 1 tank, 1 artillery, and 5 infantry. Then select Done and Done once more to confirm your purchase. For the combat moves, we're going to throw everything we can at Ukraine and the rest at Western Russia. To move the screen around, you can use the arrow keys, or if you play first-person shooters, WASD, You can also right-click, assuming you haven't picked up any units, right-click and drag the mouse to move the map around. Now, to select units, you're going to left-click on a unit and then move your mouse to where you want the unit to go, and then left-click again to move those selected units there. If you want to deselect a unit, all you have to do is right-click for each selected unit you want to remove. Another shortcut is to hold Shift and click on a territory. This will select all the units in that territory. To remove all selected units, Control right-click, and that will clear your selection. Under the Help menu, there's also a movement and selection guide that can help you if you forget, and also details some other keyboard shortcuts that I did not describe. Now, let's get to moving our units. Air can move over territories, so pick up the fighter in Karelia and move it down to Ukraine. Now, shift-click down here by your southern factory, and that will pick up all the units. Move your mouse over to Ukraine and left-click once to drop them there. Last, select the fighter and 2 tanks in Russia and move your mouse down to Ukraine. These units can move multiple times. Lastly, for all the units surrounding Western Russia, move the remaining units there. Your combat moves are finished, so click Done on the right side. The battle phase has started and you have 2 battles to do. You can click on them in any order you like. Let's start with the battle in Ukraine. Battles are resolved using dice. You roll 1 dice for each unit. All units have an attack power and a defense power. If the die rolled for that unit is equal to or less than the power of that unit scores a hit against the enemy. Infantry attack at 1 power. Artillery have 2 attack power and also give +1 attack power to a single infantry. Tanks and fighters have 3 attack power. You can see here that for the 2 infantry that are attacking at 1, I have rolled 2 dice. For the infantry and the artillery attacking at 2 power, I have rolled 2 dice. And for the 3 tanks and 2 fighters, I have rolled 5 dice. They are all at or less than the power of those units, so they are all hits, and I have scored 9 hits. This usually doesn't happen. I was expecting to get maybe 2 hits here, so this is kind of crazy. Press spacebar or click down here to let the enemy select their casualties. In this case, all of their units are going to die because I got so many hits. Generally speaking, you're going to select casualties from the cheapest first. Now, the enemy, even though their units are dying, they get to roll before they die. So here the enemy is rolling 4 dice at 2 defense power, which is the defense power of infantry and artillery, 1 dice at 3 for the tank, and 1 dice at 4 for the fighter. They've scored 4 hits, so I must now select 4 units to die. Select from the cheapest, or just use what the computer has suggested. Next, we'll do the battle in Western Russia. This looks a bit more normal. I got 2 hits. And the enemy got a little lucky and had 3. After a round of battle, you're given the option to either retreat or press on with the attack and roll your dice again. We're going to stay at it. I'm getting a little unlucky, but I think I still have a decent chance to win. The battles are finished and the game has progressed to the non-combat movement phase. Here you will get to move any units that did not already move, and you will also have to land any planes that you have in the air. So first, pick up the 2 fighters that were in Ukraine and move them back over to a friendlier territory. Next, you will want to move this submarine up here over to help protect the United Kingdom. Lastly, let's move everything else towards Germany and form a wall to stop Japan. Your movements are done, so click over here. Lastly, you will have to place your units. Generally speaking, you want to place the units as close to the enemy as possible. These white units right here are factories. You may only place units where you have factories, and factories can only produce the number of units equal to or less than the value of the territory, which is this number here in the background. So place 4 units down here, and the remaining in Moscow. When your turn is finished, the game adds up the values of all the territories you own and gives that to you as your income for the turn. You will use this to purchase units next turn. Press Done, and the AI will begin their turn. I hope that you have fun, and good luck.